Hey everybody, Chris Truder here, leading communications expert and business coach in Japan. How are you all doing? Did you have a great 3-day weekend? I did. Great time with the family. Went to Hamazushi yesterday. It was awesome. Anyway, welcome back. Today's Tuesday, September 17th. Went to the dentist today. No cavities. Look at these pearly whites. Nice. Anyway, attention, English teachers in Japan, if you are watching, today I'm going to talk about starting your own business. Uh, I'll keep it short and simple today, just as an introduction. You know, if you're a freelance teacher, which many are, and when I first came to Japan, that's what I was doing. I was working freelance, teaching at a bunch of different schools. And, in 1990, I was making pretty good money. But here it is, 2019, 29 years later, and the salaries for English teachers have not changed. They're the same. In fact, in some schools, they're even cheaper. I think GABA, you see their advertisements on the train all the time. They start you off at like 1,800 yen an hour or for 40 minutes. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But anyway, want to tell you, if you are an English teacher in Japan working freelance, you absolutely must start your own company. And it's very easy in Japan. And I don't mean like a company like, Kabushiki Gaisha stock company. What you do is in Japan, you start what we call a sole proprietorship. And in Japanese, it's called Kojin Jigyo, Kojin Jigyo. And it's very easy. All you have to do, you don't even have to register, but all you have to do is go to your local city office. If you're in Tokyo, it would be your kuyakusho, your ward office. And if you're in a city, go to the shiakusho and ask for the notification form for your Kojin Jigyo. And so, like I said, it's not registering your company. It's called notifying the government of your sole proprietorship. And you have the freedom to name your company anything you want. So like in the United States, when you do a sole proprietorship, it'd be your company name, DBA, doing business as, and then your legal name. In Japan, it's just Kojin Jigyo is your name, but your company also has a name which is registered. So I absolutely recommend doing this. You can start your business, and I think you can notify the government within, I think it's 60 days, at least 30 days, it might be 60 days, that you have started your sole proprietorship. And the reason I say to do this is because when you are a sole proprietorship in Japan, your income is based on the revenue, the amount of money you receive for teaching, minus your expenses, so business expenses. So you can't expense everything. For example, food that you buy at the local supermarket, but any expenses that you use towards your business. So for example, if you teach English at your home, then you can claim that's your business office, right? Your classroom. So if you are doing work teaching English at home, you can deduct up to, there's no like strict rule on this, but for example, I deduct for my sole proprietorship, I deduct 50% of my rent and my utilities. And anything I pay, phone calls, anything from the home. So 50% is personal living expenses, 50% is my business expenses. And so eating out, for example, if you're eating out, if you go out with for a meeting or with your students, if you're eating out, entertaining, if this is, again, business related, you can minus that from your revenue, and what you have left over is your income. So, I was looking at a blog over the weekend from Gaijin Pot, and it was basically saying that, yeah, salaries for English teachers haven't changed for 30 years, which is true. So, but, a lot of the English schools, for example, I think average salary is 250 to 300,000 yen per month. So let's say 300,000 yen per month, 3.6 million yen per year, which you would then pay, your insurance, your Social Security, and your local taxes based on that 3.6 million yen income. However, if you're a sole proprietor, you can take that 3.6 million yen minus your business expenses. So let's say your rent is 100,000 yen a month. So that's 1.2 million yen a year. Take 50% of that, so 600,000 yen. So just right there, you can deduct from the 3.6 million yen, 600,000 yen for your rent. So now your income is 3 million yen. And then any travel and transportation, like I said, eating out, materials you buy, office supplies, all these things can be considered a business expense. And so, for example, let's say you deduct from your 3.6 million yen salary, let's say you deduct 30% of that total business expenses. So 3.6 million, 30%. So we'll just say, 1.2 million you deduct. So now your income is not 3.6 million yen, it's 2.4 million yen. And that's what you would claim as income, 2.4 million yen, minus your normal deductions. So this can really reduce your tax burden. It will also reduce your social insurance premiums, including your Social Security for retirement premiums. So if you are a freelance teacher or freelance whatever, but especially if you're an English teacher in Japan, go to your local ward or city office, register your business as a sole proprietorship, and then start expensing everything for your business. So you can minus that to reduce your income, to reduce your tax liability. And one more thing is, as a sole proprietor, you do have to pay a sole proprietor tax on your income, but you're exempt up to 2.9 million yen in income. So again, if your income, again, revenue minus your expenses, if it's below 2.9 million yen for the year, you will not have to pay any self-employment or sole proprietor tax. One more thing is, you can start charging if you have private clients as a sole proprietor. So, which is different from actually receiving salary or compensation from a company, from a eikaiwa, English school company. But if you're getting paid directly from a client, a company, you can charge them consumption tax, which will be 10% from next month. And the great thing is for small businesses in Japan, sales, again, up to 10 million yen per year, you can collect 8% from next month, 10% consumption tax on your services as a sole proprietor, and you don't have to pay the government. So it's an extra benefit. Now, if you get to the point where you've grown your business and your revenue, your sales revenue for teaching English or whatever your business is, if it exceeds 10 million yen per month, which is roughly $110,000 per year, then you are liable to pay that 8% or now 10% consumption tax that you receive back to the government. So be careful. So government helps small businesses, but then, like I said, once you reach that threshold of 10 million yen in sales revenue per year, then you have to pass on that consumption tax to the government. So again, just wrap it up. If you're an English teacher in Japan, freelance, go to your local city office, ward office, register or notify the government of your sole proprietorship. Start keeping track of your business expenses so that you can deduct that from your sales revenue, for the money you make from teaching. That will lower your tax liability because you are lowering your taxable income. All right, I hope you enjoy this, and Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Sayonara. Bye bye.